Okay, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this tree skirt slash table topper. It is so cute. You can make this in one day. I use jelly roll strips. You can also use fat quarters or yardage and it will go really super fast then. I use the new Accuquilt wedge die. So if this is something you want to do, let's get started. Hello everyone. So today we're going to make a Christmas tree skirt with our Accuquilt Go and our Accuquilt Go die that's for tree skirts. This is a new die that just came out. It makes a 45-inch wide tree skirt. Takes 20 wedges to make your skirt. I'm going to make a skirt with a jelly roll, so I'm going to sew all my strips together and then cut them on the die. Okay, so I sewed 11 jelly roll strips together, and this is what I'm going to use with my Accuquilt die. Okay, so let's put this on the die and start cutting. All right, so I have all of my tree skirt wedges cut with my Accuquilt Go die 55620. I used 33 2.5-inch strips from a jelly roll. I made 3 strip sets with 11 strips in each set. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I laid out the backing on the floor and I taped it down. Then I'm going to put the batting on, and I'm using some basting spray to stick the batting to the backing. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one wedge on at a time and do quilt as you go. Okay, so let me get the backing and the batting ready, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I have the batting glued down with this basting spray to the backing. Okay, so I laid it out just to make sure I know where to start with the first 2 wedges that I'm going to sew down. Okay, so you can kind of see how it's going to look, and I really love it. It's super cute. I love scrappy things, and this looks perfect for me. This is going to be a quilt as you go tree skirt, because we're going to be stitching these together while we are stitching them to the batting and the backing at the same time. It's going to go really fast and it's going to look super cute. Okay, so now that I know where my wedges are going to go, I picked them all up in order and I left 2 wedges down. So the first one is basted down to the batting so it doesn't move. And then the second one is laid right sides together and pinned so that I can know where to start, okay? So let's take it to the sewing machine and sew down our first seam. Okay, everyone, so I've finished sewing all of my wedges to my batting and backing. Now, it comes together perfectly with your 20 wedges for your tree skirt. But what I did is I added another little sliver to close my tree skirt all the way because I'm making mine into a table topper. So the next thing I'm going to do is find something round and trace some fabric on it and cut it out to put over the center of the tree skirt, and I'll zigzag it down, and then I'm going to trim up the tree skirt and put binding on the edges. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, so I picked out my fabric that I'm going to put in the center. And I found something to trace for my circle. It's a lid right here. So I traced this lid onto my heat and bond light. Now I'm going to iron it down. And now I'm going to cut it out. Love it. Okay, so now we're going to iron it to the center of our quilt. So let me get our quilt. Okay, so here's our quilt, our tree skirt. Here's the fabric that I chose for the center, because I'm not using mine as a tree skirt. I'm using mine as a table topper. So there's our fabric. We have heat and bond on the back. We're going to take the paper off now. Let's try and get this as flat as we can. Center it. Okay, and press it down. Okay, so now I'm going to zigzag stitch all the way around this raw edge. Okay, so now that I have the center circle all zigzag stitched down, all I have to do now is put the binding on our table topper. So let's do that now. Okay, so we've finished our table topper slash tree skirt. I wanted to just show you really quickly how little waste we have using that Accuquilt Go die. I know a lot of people have said, oh, you have a lot of waste using those dies. And sometimes I think you do. But on this die, if you rotate the fabric as you cut, you really have very little waste. Okay, so on to revealing our table topper. Let's move this all out of the way. So we know that this table topper took 1 jelly roll, but actually a little bit less, Okay, so here is our finished table topper slash tree skirt. You can see right here where I added that extra piece of fabric to close my tree skirt up and make it a table topper. And in the center, I added that circle to close the center of the tree skirt. You could do that, or you could leave it open and put your binding all the way up and around and use it as a tree skirt. So it's very versatile. I really love it. So it was really fast cutting it on the Accuquilt using that new dye that came out. I like that. Now I just randomly sewed my jelly roll strips together and then just kind of randomly placed the wedges. So this is something that you can make in a couple of hours. Now you can do this also without doing the jelly roll strips and just use like fat quarters or yardage, and it will really go fast then. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.
Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel. Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel.